Yeah.
Like a lot of stretches there was just trying to find some flow and some rhythm. How'd you kind of persevere through that?
A little bit of survival. I thought Daniel ended up giving us an opportunity. We went to sleep, and I want to credit Lake State for taking advantage of it. I don't know if there's a good enough team in college hockey that can create other teams' offense, and when you do, you need a save. And at times when we did get the save, but we had a couple of opportunities to progress pucks, and they ended up going the other way. They took advantage of it and got right back in the game. I found over the last few years of being a part of this tournament, it is a little bit of that. It's not a Mona Lisa. It's about finding ways to win hockey games as you're coming off a break.
Next timer was talking a couple days ago about it's been all season that you guys have needed everyone, but you really needed everyone now. And you see with Knox getting a goal, with Brink getting a goal, it just felt like that was kind of the embodiment of that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it has been. And the group really has done that from the beginning of the year till right now. And you and I have talked a couple of different times of a shuffle on the deck and have different guys in different spots. I wish you guys could have shared a little bit of the moment when Knox scores that first one and how uplifting that was for our bench, and just seeing the genuine appreciation, because Weston's a guy that shows up every single day and does the work and doesn't get his candy sometimes on the weekends because he doesn't get an opportunity. And we've had different guys take advantage of the opportunities they've gotten, and he definitely did that tonight. And I'm not just talking about the goal. I thought he played a real solid game, and we needed him to. With the guys that we don't have here, we needed those guys to step up, and they did. And Brink's just been trending that way. His coach has probably got to continue to sharpen up and keep giving him more minutes, because every time I do, he takes advantage of them.
And you talked in the past about wanting to score a goal off a face-off kind of every game that you're out there. Maybe the one that you got on the power play wasn't exactly how you drew it up, but Ben kind of went out there and made a play. What does that say about his ability to just find that and make that opportunity happen?
Well, if you notice on the power play, we weren't unbelievably effective the first couple opportunities that we had, and they were taking away 7. They were taking away Bruno on the other side, and we just talked about Dexy trying to shoot some pucks, because when he does, he's just much more effective on the power play, and you can't do that if you don't win the face-off. And the face-off 7's taking it from the dot 13. They do a really good job, and because Bruno was off on that flank, it was a little bit of bait, and Dexy just put that where he needed to put it. And he has just been. He epitomizes what it is to be a Badger and what it is to be a wee guy, because the growth that he has had, I'll say from when he got here as a freshman to when I had an opportunity to start to coach him, to see what he means to our team and to step up in that moment, because we were leaking oil there a little bit. And he found a way to get it back to 2. And that allowed us to get our feet underneath us and allow Brink to do what he did.
Brink wouldn't have been out there if you didn't have a few guys, correct? I mean, he's the guy that took advantage of that opportunity. I'd be on the shorthand, I'd be on the PK, I guess, at that point. Just having him out there felt like a moment, and Fitzgerald, that was the only draw he took the whole night, right? What was the purpose of him going in on the left side there?
Well, you know what, I talked to Coach Canot. He actually brought up Brinker. And just said, through the work that we had coming back from break, he goes, Coach, he's starting to move up into our top 4 as far as killing penalties and just, a lot of the work that he's put in. I know it's showing up on the score sheet right now, but he's an everydayer. He's a guy you like to cheer for just because he comes in with a smile on his face with his work boots and his hard hat and says, okay, I'll go about it. Whether he's having a good day or not, you'd have no idea, because every day's a good day for Brinker. And to see that happen and to see him finish, again, uplifting on our bench because we needed different guys to step up. Happy for him because he puts a lot of work into it.
Not probably breaking in news that there's going to be a lot of film to look at tonight and some stuff to be better at tomorrow. Is that fair?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the one thing that's been fantastic about being around this group, they'll be there, eyes open and ready to eat. We'll get out of here. Hopefully we can get a little bit of rest, hydration, get back, have the players be able to go out and see their families, some people that were kind enough to come and support their young men, and then get to bed, get some rest. But we're going to have to be a lot better tomorrow. What I found too in game 2 of this, if you remember the last 3 minutes of last year's game, I don't think we cut that and said that's how you do it. Sometimes at this time of the year when you come back from break, some of it's survival, but I do think that shows a mental fortitude, a mental toughness when you're not. And again, Lake State kept pushing us, and I just like that we found a way to get it done. And at the end of the day, that's all you can really ask you guys to do. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
What do you need to build on going into the game tomorrow?
I think we just need to go back, look at our positives, keep on grinding on those, and then just kind of clean up our negatives, and then just keep on going from there.
I guess, can I get both of you to talk about this? Next time I was talking earlier this week about how you guys have needed everyone all season, but you really needed everyone now. And having you two guys contribute the way you did tonight feels like the embodiment of that. What does that mean to you that everybody contributes on this team?
Yeah, I think one of the things that's special about our group is we have guys up and down the lineup that are always ready to step in, and I think that was showcased a little bit tonight with guys all over the lineup contributing and ultimately helping us get the job done.
Yeah, I think up and down our lineup, we obviously have a great family, and we have some guys that are off doing really cool things with USA and Finner over in Switzerland, and it just shows how deep and connected we are and how much we are buying into this great run that we're having and the story that we want to write.
Pretty good story you wrote for yourself tonight. I mean, getting your first one, it feel like a monkey off your back, a little bit of weight.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special getting your first, but it doesn't go unnoticed of the other guys that make it possible. I mean, I think my shot was from the closest point to the blue line that you can possibly be, and there's guys in front of the net that did their job, and I mean, it definitely wasn't the hardest shot in the world, so they definitely did their job to sneak one in, so I'm very thankful for that.
I'm sure you saw the kind of reaction, like when he scored, how that kind of sent the bench exploding for a while.
Yeah, he was excited, and it was pretty cool to see. I was happy for him. That was awesome.
This did kind of feel like a game where you guys have been off for 3 weeks for some stretches. How do you clean? I guess what do you learn from how you played tonight to take into tomorrow to be better? I guess so. Either one of you wants it.
I just think obviously with a little bit of break, it's going to take a second to get your game back, but that's a very good hockey team in the other locker room, and they play a very structured game to where it is going to be a grind like it was today. I think we did a great job taking our chances when we did, and then you just got to keep on building from that. Obviously, we had a great first half, and we came back, and we're all ready for another great second half. And I think today and tomorrow are great tests to really get us going.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Weston, I don't know if there's any moment that kind of exemplifies that rust and kind of the chaos of it more than sequence in the first period with just the loose puck around and Daniel for so long you kind of drop to your knees and stop a shot yourself. What did you see in that moment as that was all happening?
That's just, I think, obviously I ended up being someone that made the play or dropped it, but it was a full 5-man unit. I mean, we take a lot of pride in having all 5 guys back, making sure it wasn't just one guy that made the play. It was Daniel making a couple saves before that one, and then everyone buying in, tying up. The puck was loose for a really long time, and I don't know how many times they actually got a shot with us all 5 being in there and grinding it out.
Weston coach was saying earlier this week that you've kind of been salivating for this opportunity, chances of getting to the lineup. How accurate is that? And when you get these chances to play some meaningful minutes, how much do you feel like, I got to take advantage?
Well, of course, anyone gets excited to put the Wisconsin jersey over your shoulders. It's a huge honor. But even when you're out of the lineup, this entire group makes you feel just as part of it, whether you're on the ice or anywhere. This is a really special group, and they really know how to bring everyone along. There's been people that have ups and downs, and like the highs can be very high and the lows can be very low, but everyone's really good at keeping you at a steady pace and keeping everyone on board. It's pretty easy to jump off ship when things are going bad, but everyone's so close and does an amazing job, especially our leadership group, to bring everyone along. And it shows with him getting his goal tonight, stepping up, making a huge play, and it shows how deep and connected that we are.
Can you talk about the read you made on that play and how you kind of knew that, or when you knew you could maybe make a play to get that puck away from on the wall there?
Yeah, so the puck was kind of just bobbling, and it's my job to go out there and like kind of chase him and push him down a little bit. And he ended up bobbling it, and I was already like headed towards him, and then obviously I'm going to try to take that puck and skate the other way, and was able to make a play and ultimately score, which felt really good to contribute and help us win as a team.
You got a lot of white ice in front of you after you make that play. I mean, what's going through your head in that moment?
I just thought it was really cool because you could hear the fans stand up and get excited, and I don't know. I mean, I guess I was just gonna go try to make the best play for my teammates, and like I said, it was cool to see it go in.
That's good. All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
What did you feel like you were effective at tonight? It's, the first games back after a break are always kind of a toss-up of what team you're going to get back, but what did you feel like you guys did well to push it there?
Yeah, no question. Holiday hockey, right? It can be a little sloppy, a little challenging, and I thought that was one area where we did need to be better with some of our puck management, and I thought we were allowed them some really effective transition, and we lost momentum because we didn't manage pucks well. So when we did, that helped us quite a bit. But I thought our attention to details defensively was pretty effective. Special teams obviously a big impact, so we weren't good there. But at 5-on-5 play in our D zone coverage against a talented forward group, we were able to defend effectively within our structure and with good sticks, and made it a little tough for them at even strength situations.
How important is it to take advantage, to force errors and then take advantage of them? Because it seems like that's what you can do when you break a team down a little bit and make them turn the puck over, and then you have to make them pay, and you did that a couple times.
Yeah, it's really the game, right? I mean, that's our game, and especially against a Mike Hastings coach team who is so structurally sound and who's so disciplined. They don't make a lot of mistakes, so you do have to be opportune, try to find those opportunities to force that turnover or get that odd man situation. Being opportune is really critical, and I actually thought we had 3 or 4 really good looks late, and we can't find that shot through or hit the net on it late there. But some good plays off of those opportunities. A little bit opportune coming out of the penalty kill to hit Adam Barone for the breakaway goal, gave us a lot of life and momentum, got us back into that game. But so there's a good example of taking advantage of that block shot and turning it into offense.
Barone didn't handle that breakaway like a sophomore defenseman that's never scored.
On his first goal.
Right.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was pretty calm in that situation.
Yeah, you know what? We just we talked about in the locker room. He's a young man that it was a tough adjustment last year as a freshman D. He didn't play as much as he wanted or as big as a role. Deserves a ton of credit for a phenomenal summer. He's a Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, so he plays in his backyard, and he had a great summer. And so I think he's earned so much. He runs our top power play. I know he's got a lot of points, from assists, but to get that first goal, he certainly looked like an experienced guy. Great finish on it, and again, a huge goal to get the momentum going and tie that game up and give us a chance to keep clawing away.
As we heard a few years ago, why did you say yes to when they asked you to come back? I mean, it's a tough time of year to play. Coming right back after Christmas, but.
Yeah, well, I don't think Kwik Trip and the Gazelle makes it tough. It's a phenomenal tournament. I'm a Michigan native, and I grew up going to the Great Lakes Invitational. I played in it all 4 years in college. I've coached in it many times, And I've got a special place in my heart for the Great Lakes Invitational. But you look at the venue, you look at the competition, you look at the way this tournament is organized and run. It's top in the country. So I think it was an easy decision for us. Great city, great location downtown Milwaukee. So couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of this tournament again. And we come back every year if they let us or when they let us. So it'll never be a no. It's just a phenomenal tournament to be a part of. All set? All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yep, see you tomorrow.